Oh. Woo, welcome in, everybody.
Hey.
Look who's back. Back again.
Back in stride again. I'm so happy to see you again. Back in stride again. Hey.
Let me get the countdown. I'm like so old at this now. Okay.
I'm like, wait a minute, we done started it. And you finna do the countdown. Okay, hit it.
All right. Going live. Yeah. I don't even know what it sounds like anymore.
Oh, you know what? I think that's the first time I heard it in a while. I like it.
Yeah. Bring it on back. Oh, we'll wait for a lot of people to show up because I'm sure that they're like, what? Busy Mama's live. No, she ain't.
Right, let me share it out too.
Hey, unbiased. That boy, Ro, member. Mr. Wise.
Member. Hello.
JM.
Popping through. Hey.
Oh, 26 months. Look at that loyalty. Boom.
Loyalty. Hey.
Yes, I love it. Thank you. Oh, Sue's here. Thank you guys for coming in. If you're not familiar, it's Converse with the Mamas, and we're live. It's a different time, but same day, Wednesday. What's today? November 1st. Guys, like
I know,
the
right?
year is gone.
Ooh.
I remember when we started this thing. No.
Okay. Man.
Row, 26 months. Woo!
Woo!
Got Matthew. Good morning. Yes. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good evening. Wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Converse with the Mamas. I'm one busy mama.
And I'm Frugal Mama in the building. What it do?
I love it. I love it. That's a short right there. Hey, Gavin. Yes. All right. So where did we leave off? I think the last time we were talking about masculine and feminine energy. Woo!
Yeah,
go back and get that because that was great.
Yes.
Still mourning over there. Hey, Buddha. All right. I'm going to bring up some crazy current events, guys. I can't share my screen.
In between, I'm going to ask questions. So in between her current events, I'm just going to ask random questions, okay?
Yes.
Say yes with the random. Yeah.
I love random.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go. No, you go ahead first.
Okay, so weird and funny news. A man was trapped in a jewelry vault overnight. He was freed when the timer opened the chamber as scheduled. Now, how did he get in there? It doesn't even say he's an employee. It doesn't, just man trapped in the jewelry vault.
He was probably a thief. That's what my allegedly. But
allegedly.
Yeah. He was probably a thief. He was getting caught up in there or was doing something he ain't had no business doing. You know how folks, when they sneaking, they find the most weird things to do weird stuff. You know what I mean?
Let me see. Oh, this was in New York.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like some New York stuff.
Okay. So a man trapped in a steel reinforced concrete jewelry. Is there air?
Huh?
Is there air in the vault?
It had to be. Couldn't have been no. He would have been dead.
Hey, 6 Boat. Mother Nature is on strike. Ooh, I'm waiting for the cold front, Sue. How's the weather where you guys are at? If you're just coming in, how's the weather?
Yeah, not. I was saying it's 41. It raised up to 46 today.
Jeez. So let me see. He had to abandon an attempt to rescue him for safety reasons. Fortunately, the vault was on a timer. The fire department was called to Midtown. Oh, shoot. It was in Midtown? The building at 585th Avenue is known as the World Diamond Tower. Okay, what was he doing?
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Sound like some thievery.
It's some thievery happening here.
Yeah, sound like some thievery.
Ooh, 48 in Louisiana. Oof. Well, it is today. Okay. Sirocco, the firefighter, said they were in communication with the man inside the vault and could watch him on the security camera.
Oh.
All right, but they still ain't saying why he was in there.
In there.
It didn't say he went to jail, nothing. Hey, King Morgan.
He probably worked there then.
Ah, some silliness.
And was probably trying to look. I'm gonna still add that thievery up in there. It sounds like thievery to me. Okay.
He still was a thief.
Yeah, basically.
All right, what you got?
Okay, so let me see here. I'm gonna ask. I got this is for family, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do it with you. It's talking about talking points. Talking points. Okay. All right. So let me see here. It's different categories. I'm gonna go with this first category. Oh my goodness, this is a good one because this happened to me, y'all. Okay, so can you tell me one thing that you learned today that you think I might know? This is a good thing. Let me ask y'all something. I believe we saw a coyote today on the way taking my oldest son to school. Can a coyote be anything other than brown?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought they were like gray.
Maybe that wasn't a coyote because this one was brown. Let me look it up.
Let me see. Now you got me wondering.
Okay, girl, you know I will make up fake news real quick. Let me see.
Oh, see? Their coats are usually a mixture of tan, black, and gray, but they can range from black to strawberry blonde.
Oh yeah, that's what we saw, y'all. Share your can you share your screen? This is what we saw, y'all, in the city. I promise you. I pulled over and I was trying to get my camera out I pulled into a parking lot, but by that time it had already made the block. I mean, it tried to go. I'm telling you, it's a coyote
I think you can share your screen though.
Okay.
I just have to approve it. Yeah, like the reddish color, and they're very small are the fox.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Frostbite or Florida gray. Yeah. I hear coyotes near me. Yeah,
y'all just making up colors. What the heck is Florida gray?
I'm sure some Floridian made it up. Hey, Pete.
Okay. Fake news. Once again, fake news. Yeah, I'm so happy and excited. Me too. Where in the heck is this? Oh, it's a Chrome window. Okay, I gotta look it up over here.
Frostbite said he made it up.
Okay. Florida gray. What? Hold up. But so anyway, did you answer the question? Did you answer the question?
Oh, what? Can you repeat the name? Something I think you know.
That you think I might not know.
Oh,
you might tell me something. One thing you learned today that you think I might not know.
Okay, I don't know if I learned it today.
But we won't know the difference. You can name a whole bunch of names. Look at that. We saw one just like this one. Don't this look like what we saw, Daniel? Oh, you barely saw it. I don't think did you see it? I did. It looked like that, huh? Yeah. Okay.
Something.
And anybody can chime in. Feel free to chime in. Did you drop the link to see if people want to come up too?
Oh, I could. Let me drop the link.
I got you doing 5 things at one time.
There's your share the screen. I see it. While I drop a link.
You see that? I'm telling you.
Yeah, the one on the end looks like a coyote I've seen.
Yeah. That yeah. It was another one. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm still over here on the wrong app. Okay.
I'm dropping the link if anybody wants to come up and chitty chat.
All right, so I can stop that now.
Awesome. You see how you can share the screen?
Yeah.
Coyotes and wolves. Yeah. Oh, you're in Minnesota. That's right, Frostbite. Let me see. Yeah, coyotes are smaller than wolves. I swear I saw a wolf walking around with a person, like, it was on a leash.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
no,
Mm-hmm.
you got
Yeah.
him straight out the woods.
Dog. Yeah. You don't try to tame this mother. When they turn on you, you be looking crazy. Bit your face off.
Right?
Baby. Oh, it's so sweet. That's one of them ones that people be talking about. Oh, it won't bite. Yeah, it won't bite you. It know you. It don't melt me. I don't care if it is a chihuahua. You better back that thing up. I mean,
okay. I didn't learn this today, but did you know? Thanks, Ro. That French bulldogs are the #1 dog in the U.S.
#1 for what?
The most lovable, most bought, most whatever. They're #1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it might be them
I know
eyes.
you ain't about
Them
to say.
eyes is what get you on them mugs.
I know it ain't Chuckles. That's what I know.
You gotta believe that. You better believe that.
Yes.
Look what they say. I got the Taco Bell dog. What is your Kato Taco Bell? What is it? How you say?
Chihuahua. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did learn, but not today, about dogs. Well, dingoes are kind of crazy, right? Hey, John.
What's dingoes?
Oh, that's an Australian dog.
Oh yeah.
Wild dog, I think. Hey, Tamika. What's up? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We're just talking about some crazy current events. Name something you think we don't know in the chat.
Yeah, name something you think we don't know. And it don't have to be something you learned today. You could you can just say what something we don't know. And I know a lot of weird facts, and I don't know why, but yeah, some things I just don't be into.
What is this?
Okay, no, go with some crazy news again.
Eerie ghost photo. Toys found in walls in Maine. Haunted home. Hey, Tracy.
Oh, that's perfect for Halloween. That's clickbait.
Yeah, I know. Jeffrey Maguire. Don't it sound like the movie Jerry Maguire?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
He moved to Holton, Maine in 2017 and revealed the unexplained creepy happenings inside the house. What? I think I would move out.
You stayed? What?
Yeah, eerie photos of ghosts, family portraits, children's toys, and notebooks with their schoolwork, among other personal items, were found in the walls of an 1800 Victorian home. Yeah. But why was it in the wall? Hey, Danya. Why was it in the wall? Like, who did that?
It probably, the ghost. You talking about the ghost?
No, like they had photos, homework. Like, why would it be in the wall?
Oh, that's probably because they were it was somebody what they call that, swaddling, not swaddling.
No,
when you live in a bando, what's that called? Huh?
Oh, squatting.
Squatting, yeah, there you go.
Hey, Lisa. Whoa, he said, my wife saw a woman standing in the window, and then there were other times she saw a man's face or a boy's face. We heard footsteps and loud things above us. Why would I stay?
That's my point. I'm
waiting to find out. That sounds like a crazy horror movie. Like, hello? Are you there? Yeah, you getting killed.
Yeah, no. It'd be like, you hear that?
If the lights flicker, I'm out.
Yeah.
Most aggressive. My neighbor has one in. Oh, wait. I missed it. Buddha said something about an animal. Most aggressive. Wait, what's aggressive?
Probably them wolf dogs.
And once, what? The little dog last time bit her finger and split it open. And after that, what?
I don't like that breed
anymore,
but yeah, it's beautiful. And the Frenchie? A Frenchie? Oh, I thought you were talking about them wolf dogs.
Couldn't be. They're harmless. Well, I mean, any dog could be bred the wrong way, right? Like you could have a cute little cuddly Maltese and be mean to it. Then they're going to be mean to other people too. So thanks for coming in. We're talking about crazy current events. And what was I saying here? Oh, have you guys heard this? This is not really crazy. It's actually true. Mexican Congress holds hearing on UFOs featuring purported alien bodies. They did do that. They just announced like 2 months ago that they went to Peru, of all places,
Of course,
and collected some bodies and have been testing them and calling them aliens. I mean, there's a whole video out there if you guys want to go look it up.
So alien is meaning foreign.
Alien from not this planet. So what we should start saying is extraterrestrials, which was the original word for alien, right? Because extra means outside, terrestrial means of Earth. So anything that wasn't created on Earth. And these things are teeny weeny, like baby size. Like they're like bite-sized looking creatures. But they had to disclose it, apparently, because it's stolen property. So Mexican lawmakers heard testimony that we are not alone in the universe and saw the alleged remains of non-human beings in an extraordinary hearing marking the Latin American country first congressional event on UFOs. A dog is only me. Right, that's what I was saying, Sue. So they showed 2 artifacts that a Mexican journalist and longtime UFO enthusiast Jaime Monson claimed the corpse were extraterrestrials. The specimens were not related to any life on Earth. The 2 tiny bodies displayed in the case have 3 fingers on each hand and elongated heads. They're about 1,000 years old. Hashtag Mama knows best.
I don't really know.
Hashtag Team Blue.
I don't really know.
It says that they could be mummified children.
And it may not be.
It could, may not be. Well, it's news out there.
Yeah, hey, it is definitely news. Yeah. I mean, because everybody knows that there is a possibility of life elsewhere. To be unrealistic to think that it wouldn't be. But sometimes people create stuff too to make it, appear to be one thing when it really isn't. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we won't ever know because you guys can remember or maybe go look it up. The times that they were calling people insane and hysterical because they saw UFOs, and now the government, the military part of the government has now actually released footage claiming that there were unidentified flying objects that were not of the technology that we obtain or have right now.
But couldn't that be from another country? How do we say that this stuff is from another galaxy?
The military official dude said, I don't know his name.
I remember this being reported too.
Yeah, he said that it's not technology that we would even in this world possess yet. Like it's unheard of. Like the speed, the way that it maneuvered and stuff is not something that we have the ability to make. But coming from the best country.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. I mean, it could be. It could be. It could be. I mean, but like, if your stuff is so great, this stuff is so, I guess they could be investing in trying to see where we're going. I can see it though. I can see it, but I'm going to say, just why?
I think that the possibility has always been there that other beings have come here it's just not a coincidence that, let's say 50 years ago, people were seeing the same things that they're claiming that are still out there now. Area 51 still is a secret place where they've allegedly captured some extraterrestrial and their thing. All these sci-fi movies documenting some sort of invasion, or they've already been here type of thing. We don't even know, like, I don't know, 70% of the earth and what's in it, because most of it's water and we can't go to those depths. Anyone else here in the X-Files? Right? I mean, it is kind of ha ha ha, Jay, but at the same time, X-Files is looking pretty real right now. Hey, Life.
Hey, he dropped the link one more time. We got to pin that there, because like what they say, like the imagination is one thing, but some of these things may mean that people got some inside scoop of what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna give you a little smidget of what we really know, but we're gonna keep y'all guessing and wondering, the whole thing. We ain't gonna put all the pieces together for you,
And it's also kind of, to me, like a test. Are you really paying attention? Because a lot of us are like caught up in the everyday, going to work, 9 to 5, got bills to pay type of thing. So we're really not stressing about this alien business over here.
Right. Right.
But the corruption stuff is a long time happening. So I do believe that there's something behind it. Right. There's always a grain of truth in fiction.
Exactly.
Even sci-fi. Yes. And there's like this huge obsession in the last, I don't know, 60 years with some sort of outside beings. Now, I can only go back to Egyptian, Nubian society. Even, I don't even know the depths of it. But like their depictions, their drawings, their hieroglyphs that were on the walls were of other beings that don't really conform to what a human looks like here. And it's not the only place that has depictions or drawings like that. I mean,
okay, let's go with, I'm gonna play the other side. I ain't gonna say
yeah, I know I was gonna
no, I ain't gonna say that. No. Okay, but let's say for instance, back then they was, how they might have been tripping on something. You know what I'm saying? So they just seeing this blah blah blah.
Yep.
This, it could be that they was tripping on something. On, how you go, I ain't gonna say I've been on a trip before, but I've heard of people being on a trip before.
You had some shrooms.
See, you know what I'm saying? On what's that? Ayahuasca. I do want to do that though.
Like, I am so like down for that. I'm so down to try it. It's not a new thing though, people. This has been going on. This society, the natives have been doing this in a controlled setting. So I think I've said this before. Like, if you want some real ayahuasca from the correct source, you go to where it originated. You don't do this California whole tripping business, because in this country, a lot of things fly that shouldn't fly. FDA approved and not approved, but whatever. Hey, Nami. So true, they could have been tripping on some real stuff and, imagine, but there's a huge theme that has gone on over time about talking to other beings. I even was reading some of the Emerald Tablets, which comes from, that time period. Frugal Secrets are coming out. She should write a book. So, and it talks about how the Earth as a planet was created. But we're not going to get deep into that. If you want to know more, leave me a comment. So ayahuasca, in a sense, kind of like any hallucinogens, here goes the medical part of it. Even though ayahuasca is not made out of any medicine, it's all herbs, all natural things found in the, earth. It's not made up of any fake substance. It opens your mind to thinking outside of the box. We only use a very small percentage of our brain power, and that ability to relax and open up, people find in meditation, right? So this is a deeper state of meditation. So are you able to visualize things? I'll have to let you know when I do it, but I imagine that you would be able to see things very clear. Even my son, in the daytime, he said, "Dad, look at the stars." And I was like, "That ain't stars." Seen a lady walking her dog and asked, "Can you see that?" And she said, what'd she say?
Like, what the heck is that?
Oh, there was a lot of them, like 13 lights. Oh, wait, let me go to my computer. The Galacticas are here, and among us, those with the third eye can see them easier. Group trip to Costa Rica. Woo! That'd be fun, right?
Yes.
Costa Rica is like the place right now. Going on and off broad daylight. Oh, going off on a broad daylight.
In broad daylight. Yeah, it was
Yep.
going.
Now, speaking of lights, Lefty, there are actually two very bright LED looking like stars outside of my community. And they've been there for a few months now and kind of shifted a little to the right, but in the same spot, like not blinking. You can kind of see them like dimly during the day, but at night it looks like a headlight. Like it doesn't look like a star. It looks way too close for that. I don't need anything to open my mind. I have an imagination. And that's true. Some people are just very clear or have that clarity ability. That's one of the places I heard have those. Oh, type.
Retreats. Oh, type of retreats.
I'm hoping type.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh,
otherwise, no group trip to Costa Rica.
But did you read the did you read or have you heard Jada's book where they talking about when she did the ayahuasca?
You know what? I didn't know that she did it, but I did hear the interview with Will Smith with Oprah before the whole slap incident, when he said that he described his moment where he was losing money essentially, and he should have known better, but he went there because he was going through some things and really needed like some guidance and things. I don't know why she went there, to be honest. I really
she is blocked.
I don't like her as a person. I think that she's very toxic and needs more than ayahuasca. But so no, I didn't hear. What'd she say?
Yeah, she said that they had to do like 3 rounds. I don't know if that's how it happens for everybody, or until you have your breakthrough. It may happen on first. I don't know if you have more blockage. It may take some time. But yeah, she was just saying how she just talked about the experience basically.
So she didn't have any breakthroughs?
Yeah, she did. It took like the 3rd time. And that's how, she realized that, because she had to be a certain way for the public and for her family and do all the things. Oh, yeah. Tay was in there when we was listening to the book. And but yeah, Tay, if you want to come up, you can. The link is in the chat somewhere.
I'll redrop it.
And what was I saying? So after the 3rd breakthrough, she was like, she started to understand why she, felt the way she would, because like she, didn't like Will want to be the biggest actor in the world and the biggest celebrity or whatever. And she just didn't want that, even though that it was expectation of her because of, her history and whatever. She just said, I forgot what she wanted to do. But no, man. Well, yeah, I don't hate Jada. I don't know her to hate her. I don't know. You get a little bits of pieces of people. So, for me, I there may have been some things that were like, that's odd. But I don't,
I think she thinks she's bigger than what she is. And that's just like her cockiness. But there's been many, many people, not recently, but in the past, that have talked about Jada's personality and how she's trifling. But that's just
But
that's
no, but you know, like when you watch Red Table Talk, do you pick up on stuff like, yeah,
yes, like especially when she was grilling her own husband and asking him how he feels about her cheating on him. Like that is so disrespectful.
but her cheating on him. Okay, so she talked about this on something, and she was like, what people did not know was that yeah. Oh, I gotta get back to Buddha. Let me stay right there so I know where I want to stay out. Oh, I'm sorry, I deleted. Oh, I'm
No,
sorry,
it
Tay.
was
I did not mean to delete that. I was trying to scroll back up and hit something wrong. My bad. That they were broken up. So when the what's that dude name? August whatever his name
August. Okay.
Yeah, when the stuff came out about that, you know, they went out to the Red Table Talk and they had talked, and they were gonna, you know, let people know that they were broken up. But she said, I took the hit because when at first I guess he was so embarrassed to not be together. You know, for some people it's you know, people are real concerned about, you know, how other people think and how they look in the, you know, the public eye or whatever. So, you know, he was too embarrassed to tell the world that they were separated when all of this occurred. Now, like many people say, you baby, as long as you married, you ain't no break or no time out.
Right.
But
also,
so they have been broken up for a while. And so, but she's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna, you know, go there right now.
Go ahead, Tay. Welcome in.
Welcome in, Tay.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
No, I was just saying, I was saying the same thing what Frugal Mama was saying because one busy mama was saying they was together and they wasn't together. Look, this is how I feel about the situation. I think a lot of people look at Jada as a bad person, and we tend to want to look at the good guy, the bad guy. And if you think about it in a relationship, it goes both ways. Like Will is not a saint. You know what I'm
No.
saying? At all. I just think his business was not put out there, and she is not going to put his business out there. But she said it a little bit in the book that, like, he wasn't a saint. Let's just say that. She said that in the book. But as far as the Red Table Talk and her looking at him, asking him about, you said him cheating and stuff, at that time, he was supposed to come out at the Red
Right.
Table and say that he knew about this, but he was so afraid to come out. He was not ready. So Jada bit the bullet again and looked like a fool on camera for him. You see what I'm saying? We
Oh,
all
okay.
go through things in life where we are portrayed one way, or we are just not ready to show our real selves, and so I think from this situation we can learn a lot from being able to, don't care what anybody else think,
Mm-hmm.
and live your life the way you want to live your life. But he still has not came out and said that he knows about the relationship she had with August Alsina, and he will never come out and say it. But at the end of the day, they both have that agreement with one another. And I think that's the only thing that matters.
Whatever. Yep. And
It seemed a little I don't know, like I don't want to say Will is innocent, and if it came off that way, definitely not. There's always three sides to every story, right?
Thanks.
Hers, his, and the truth. And if he was supposed to come out, then shame on him. But I think just putting your business out there as a married couple is trifling, and trying to pin one against the other, why this person did that. Because the part of the interview that I heard with Jada talking about she doesn't know why Will got up and slapped Chris, that seemed off to me, because we all saw the clips rewound many times. She did give him a look. We don't know the conversation that happened prior to, the story behind, whatever. And she kind of was like backtracking a little bit, like, oh, me and Chris were real cool. He said something to me and yada, yada, yada. And then she doesn't know why Will got up and slapped him. I feel like that's real phony, and
Yeah,
even
that
and
does.
then to say that you're not together. Well, you guys showed up to an event together and you haven't been living together for years is also kind of very backhanded. Like, whatever the hell's going on between the two of y'all?
The whole couple.
Right? Why are we still talking about this whole thing? Like, the dynamic is broken. It looks like it's been broken. And either one,
but I think that they committed to marriage and whatever that looks like in the moment, because like when you get older, you can either grow together or grow apart, you know. And so they kind of change. It seems like they change their dynamic depending on what stage of their lives they're in. So it makes sense for them.
Yeah, and if you do that, that's fine, right? Nobody's in your marriage, but you are a celebrity. You are putting your life out there for other people to either emulate or whatever. You know, you're out there center stage. So it just, either way, if it had been Will coming out and doing a red table to have her be blasted about his infidelities, I still would have said that's wrong. I still don't think you should. Okay, it's over. We know somebody cheated. You both probably cheated, whatever. Why are we having a whole discussion? Like, that's behind the scenes. Y'all should deal with it. It looks sloppy.
But I think a lot of times celebrities have to get out in front of stuff, you know, like before somebody else tell your story, you tell your story, so you ain't got nothing to tell me type of vibe.
But we're still telling it.
I know we sure gonna make some stuff up now. We gonna, whatever pieces that you don't put together, the world is gonna try to put that together.
Right. They trying to make themselves relevant, both of them, because I really did like Will as like a, you know, person that I could see was like, whatever. I don't know these people outside of watching them on TV. But yeah, I'm like, why are we still even now? She coming out with like part 3, 4. Why the slap? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's
you're just making it look worse. Just say you love your husband. We have a different dynamic than most marriages. But we still love each other.
Right. And I think it's a lot. I think it's what their situation is a lot. Is really more common than we realize, because the way that the world is now, the way people maneuver is changing. It's evolving. For a lot of people, I tell you, I watch a lot of couples court, paternity court, judgment. I watch all the judges shows, and so I can see, you know, what is what. But and I think that people have different ways of living, and like people say, if you put your business out there, people have the right to kind of chime in. So and formulate these whatever narrative in their head that they desire. Now, can't nobody talk about stuff they don't know about, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
this is why I feel like the whole situation messed up. Is Jada messing around with August Alsina, and August Alsina, he snitched. He opened up his mouth. She didn't decide to open up and say anything. He the one that decided. And so I feel like if the next time she decides that they're going to be separated, they need to put like a clause where somebody signs, whoever wants to decide to mess around, you know, where that person can't speak. They can't say anything. Like that was where she kind of messed up at, you know, with that situation. But I feel like if you look at Jada's side of it a little bit, how does it feel when you have been separated for somebody? You've married to somebody, but you're separated. And this situation happens and you want to come out and say so bad, but we ain't together. But at the same time, you want to defend yourself, but at the same time, you want to defend your husband as well because he's not ready to say that. So she's stuck. Think about being stuck somewhere where you want to be free. You want to say, you know what, I'm married, but I'm single, and you know what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think all of that comes back to my old phrase I was using, is just be honest with yourself. Then if you're honest with yourself and then honest with everybody else, then you don't give two flying
She can't be honest because Will won't say he don't feel comfortable yet telling the world that they are separated. So she can't be honest yet.
Well, then why is she
That's what I'm
doing
saying.
these
That's
interviews?
hard.
Why is she doing these interviews? Because who told her to sleep with her son's little friend? That's trifling too.
It's trifling, but at the same time, it's not trifling if the person knew about it. Is it?
I think it's
If
trifling. It's
Will
her.
knew about it,
That's like
if
me sleeping with my son's best friend. That's boundaries.
right, but if your husband said you could do it, then is it trifling?
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
mean,
still
it's
pretty
it
still
is.
trifling.
it's still
It
trifling.
is, but he said you could. It was okay.
Even if you had
That's,
permission. Even if you had permission. No way. No way. That's a line.
yeah, but but if you look at if listening to her book though, the part that I heard, like she has issues, and some of the red tape. I can't sit there and listen to them all the time, but because it's always just a bunch of drama. But she has had issues since a child. Like I really feel like she has some really bad blockage. Like she is a broken person. I mean, like everybody broken, but she real broken. Like she's like from where I'm from, and you can hear it in her voice even when she was reading her own words. Like she always had to be defensive. Like she had to, like when somebody had start walking toward them for a picture, she was like, get the back. And where Will was like, man, you can't do that, da, 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 da. And she was like, she felt like he should have defended her, and he didn't try to understand where she was coming from, but she was in protection mode, like like a mama do. Now don't come up on me like that,
All right.
so she didn't never feel, from what I gather from her is like she never felt, I mean not never, but she at moments she didn't feel the protection of that from him. Like he wanted to have a birthday party for her, and she kept telling him, no, I don't want no birthday party, but he had to have it his way and give her one anyway because he know what she wants. Other than she's like, no, I'm not being heard, and all that frustration and anxiety. But then she get with this young fella, and then he giving her the time and attention. He probably listening to her and this, that, and the other. They separated, and it goes
Now,
down.
we're gonna go back to the masculine energy because I feel like she's picking up a lot of that negative, like I'm not being heard, so let me be the bull in the room and just break up all the china for no reason. Like if you feel you're lost, you got some open wounds that never been, be honest with yourself again and go get help. Go fix yourself, please. Because you're doing a whole disservice to your husband, your children, your family for showing out because you felt a certain way. There's no excuse. We all have open wounds. Not the China, right?
But
Like
maybe that's what she was doing when they took their break, but the world didn't know that they was on a break.
she still
She
needs to
said
fix
7
herself.
years.
Like
That's exactly what she was doing when she was on the break.
being with that little boy that is her son's age is already a problem. Go get yourself some help because that's not going to fix you.
Yeah, you're
She
right.
she found love in a hopeless place. Okay, she was looking for something that doesn't really fit the narrative. All right, she's so grown. And I'm not saying age makes a difference, but she is in a different mental state than that August was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yep, he broke his silence. I'm not blaming him either because he had the loophole, right? If you didn't write it in and you didn't get an NDA, that's your fault. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to go fix herself and stop going on TV and doing interviews, blasting him, her, and everybody else. These poor kids now, they've already gone through a lot behind doors. Now they have to live with all these interviews over and over. And like, I don't know what the whole thing. She wanted a thug like Tupac. I think she's like going backwards in her head to kind of resolve something that doesn't really exist. Like that's why I said go fix yourself. That's it.
This is what I think, right? You got to think about it. Jada was in her 20s when she got married, right? So you got to think about where she come from. She come from the hood. Coming from the hood, that's masculine energy. That's not no feminine energy. You have to be there to defend yourself and all of that. So then she gets married. She has children. You got to think about Will life is like it's shooting off, right? So he's probably not at home a lot of the time. She's there, she's having kids, you know. You get to a point where you forget about you and you focus on your children. So now you are raising these kids. And then it gets to a point where these kids become adults. And then you start thinking about, okay, what it is for my life. What do I like? What do I want? You know, and so I think this is where she was at, where she started thinking like, you know, like, well, what do I like? What do I want for myself? How do I see myself? And you notice that 16 years go by and you raising these kids and you haven't even thought about what you wanted for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so
why you need to get help.
I think that's where she was at with it.
Yeah,
You know?
broken. We all have chips, right? Nobody's perfect. If we all adopt that, nobody's perfect. We all have things. If she wanted to be relatable by coming out and talking about how marriage is not a perfect scenario and things have gone wrong in her life and what she's learned from it, credibility, right? Because we're not perfect. But if you're going to go out and make excuses for your behavior and not actually address your behavior, then you're still doing trifling stuff, in my opinion. That's all.
Mm. Oh, we got some good chat going on up in the house today. Jada.
Yeah. J3 said his wife came from the hood and married at 20. Nothing like Jada. And I'm not saying that's an excuse. I feel like when you fight hard and you always had to be hard, it's in you, right? But she found somebody, or maybe Will found her. I don't know how they found each other, really, to be honest. And he had that cushy lifestyle. She was just fighting against the what do they call it? The machine, just constantly.
No, listen, let me say this too, is that Will also, she felt like this is where she kind of lost it, right? Where she was like she wasn't happy. And Will was like, well, why aren't you happy? I don't understand. You have everything that you want, you know, and we all can, I believe, some of us have been in that where you could be with somebody and literally they feel as though because they're providing that, you know, what do you mean you're not happy? And it was more to her than just providing. She wanted a connection with Will, and she wasn't getting that from him and still hasn't gotten that. And so, what's wrong with that? I feel like most of us women, we want a connection with our husband or with our man, and she is not getting that connection with him.
That's right.
She want
Yeah.
that feeling, you know. And Will on his side is what? Why aren't you happy? You
I'm
have
got
everything
all
you
this
want.
money.
You can go wherever you want. You can do whatever. I got all the money in the world, and sometimes that's how men think. I provide. What else do I need for you? I don't need to give you any feelings or connect with you. I give you food, I give you shelter, I give you clothing, I give you this, I give you everything. What else do you want from me? You should be happy.
Mm-hmm. So that goes back to being honest with yourself. Had she been honest and said, this is all great. This is gravy. I love all the nice stuff. We got all the materials in the world. But underneath, I'm still feeling like I don't have a connection. Like on a deeper level, we're not connected. That's when you talk about it. That's when you go to therapy and discuss it.
I'm hollering. Somebody said dead man.
No,
They got
Savage.
that-
I don't wait, Savage, while you're still here and talking about that, in my personal belief, I feel like Tupac wouldn't even F with her right now. Like she gone way off the deep end using his name and everything. Would he still be around? Like that is so old right now. She needs help. That's all I'm saying. She needs help.
Drop the link one more time just in case anybody want to come up now. They don't want to type that pin it or something. Cause I want to hear. I want y'all. I'll be trying to read all this out. Y'all want y'all to come up and talk.
Listen, but y'all love to talk about Jada, but I think Will is a dead person. I think Will has no personality. You know, that's what I
He
really
could
think.
be.
I
He could
really
be.
think that.
He could be. And I agree with you. I'm not excusing him. I'm saying
Yeah.
that she is making excuses for her horrible behavior. And that's why he's quiet, because she's looking crazy right now, and he doesn't want to look crazy because he's about them dollar bills, and she's just jacking up his bank account.
But that goes to the point that when the power, that whatever that is intimidating, she is, it's hard for her to be herself. Like, she lost herself in the midst of it. I know it's an excuse, but I feel like, oh man, I want to just give her a hug. You know what I'm talking about? I feel sorry. I mean, I don't feel
And I
sorry
feel
for
like she's Chucky. Like, she's gonna give you the hug and be like, wah, 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 wah. Like, that's how she comes across. She needs to change that. I've heard stories of people who ate dinner and been around them years back in the beginning and said Jada has always had the energy and will always. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Savage. Like, people from back when don't need to talk now. We're saying that about her.
Yeah.
If that's the kind of vibe, energy you've been giving off for the last 50 years, that's who you are.
And y'all know I'm always trying to be the person to give the folks the benefit of the doubt, man. I be trying to find some piece of hope and goodness in everything and everybody in every situation.
I'm sure her toenails are on point. That's my positive point.
But I wish, I mean, like, I wanted to hear more of the book. And I wanted to see if she ever, like, other than the ayahuasca, whatever the name, like, she, like, Miss Deonna said that she thinks that the red table talk is like therapy, but you, in order to get real deep into that, you got to put in a whole bunch of work. When you got to get over trauma, you got to put in a whole bunch of work. And I wonder if that has ever happened, because, like, it is, and I don't. But by the mere fact that he said, "What else do you want when you have everything?" That seems like he is not compassionate to her and does not listen to her.
Or maybe he has heard her, because I'm looking at both coins here. Maybe he has heard her and has given her everything that she put out there, and she's still holding back. Shout out to the toenails. Sorry.
I think she did put in some work, and she still is putting in work, because if you read the book, she was stating that after the ayahuasca, she still was focusing on herself. She even met a monk during that time as well. And she was just spending a lot of time, to herself. And then eventually, she said she moved out and she got her own place and things like that. But yeah. I just want to say that, we sit up and be like, oh, well, she's trifling. Who's to say that Will didn't do the same thing to her? It's just, it's not publicized on Will's side. You know what I'm saying? And she's not gonna put it out there, because if you keep listening to the book, she's a ride or die. She's not going to spill the beans on Will. And that's why in everybody's eyes, Will looks like the good guy.
Yeah, like a Boy Scout.
Yeah, when this man then probably messed around with one of her friends too. But we just don't know. And she says, like, you could tell that he's done something, because she said in the book, like, he's not innocent. She said, I went into the marriage at some point when they decided like a open, and she said it's not open like what we think it's open. But when they decided that open, she said she decided, she wanted to come to the realization, like, okay, like, not look like a fool, like, like, this man can't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. How did she publicly disrespect her husband now?
Well, if you're a ride or die, and that's where I agree. If you're a ride or die, you're not going to do no interviews talking about your husband. No interviews. That's disrespectful, and that ain't ride or die. Ride or die is you taking it to the grave, mafia style.
Oh, okay. I see you.
What interviews, like, what did she say as far as the interview?
She said she didn't know why he got up and slapped Chris Rock. You shouldn't be saying that.
Maybe.
And then that, Savage, and then that.
And then what?
I mean, but what do you say then? Because her saying,
Don't
I
do the
don't know, I
interview.
feel like that's like you ain't giving no information.
Don't do the interview because they're going to ask you about your husband and the incident, and you're going to over here talking about, I don't know why he got up there. He must have just lost his mind.
This
I
is
don't
what
know.
I think. This is my personal opinion of what I just think, right? And a lot of the book, it seemed like Will doesn't defend her. And she's had some situations where she's has maybe said something, because I don't know if you remember Frugal Mama, if you heard in the book where one time a guy came to her house, to a pest control guy came to her house. And when he came to the house, she said, I don't need your services anymore. And he pushed up on her like, yeah, you do. And she said, get the F up out my house. You know what I'm saying? And she grabbed a knife. And then when she grabbed a knife, he ended up getting out the house. But then when she called Will to tell Will about it, Will was kind of like,
Mm,
well, is he gone? He kind of like brushed it off. And she was kind of upset about that. So I kind of take it like it's been some instances where Will hasn't really defend her.
mm,
And
mm,
maybe while all of this them being separated is getting to him, and he maybe just like, sometimes some people flip. We
mm.
don't know why. She probably really did not know why he did what he did, literally. Because some people just flip. We all had that moment where we just flip and we be like, damn, why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? Dang, I'm tripping. And I feel like maybe he was tripping.
But you don't think that they had a conversation after that, like, babe, I don't know, I was tripping, and it just something about it. Maybe they didn't because they're not talking or communicating very well.
Oh,
But
yeah, they had a
anybody else
conversation
probably be
after.
like, no comment. Well, I
Right.
probably would say, I don't know what I would say. Like, what
I
would you
wouldn't say
say? What,
nothing.
you just gonna be mute? Somebody say, Wendy,
Yes.
you know why you? I don't,
Yes,
what?
because you know that the media is trying to spin it at all angles. And if you really riding and dying and want to be, whatever it is for your man, or you're not man, you're separated man, whatever, the father of your children, you want to be respectful. You don't say nothing. You say, you know what? I'm not feeding
Yeah.
into your BS. This is between me and Will at home. We talk about this, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, like I said, we love each other. We have respect for each other. I'm not going that deep with y'all. Boom.
Okay, so Savage, she said in her book that I gotta read now. I need to hear her book. Her book. Shout out to Crystal. I forgot the name of the channel, but she playing the whole thing. So I'm like, oh, I ain't got to buy this one on. But what was I saying? She said in the book, I believe, or maybe been something else. She said in the book that they had agreed that they were going to tell the public. And then, but when the red table talk happened, he went in denying everything before what, how was it, Tay? That the flip, he flipped the script when they started filming. So she just went with it to protect his ego, they married, whatever,
His image, yeah.
yeah,
I
his,
get it, but then at the same time, if you're gonna hold the stick of saying, I've been this battered person my whole life, and I don't have a great relationship with my husband, we ain't having no conversation on Red Table because I already know how you're gonna get down. You're gonna flip it around
that's true
and make it
too.
seem like you're innocent,
Mm-hmm.
and yada yada yada. Now you got me looking like a whole fool over
A
here.
whole
Now,
food, yeah.
what
Mm-hmm.
she said was, see, what the original plan was when she was supposed to go to the red table talk, she was supposed to go by herself.
Yeah.
And she was going to talk by herself and tell everybody what's going on. But Will jumped in and said, no, I want to go with you.
Right. So he can control the narrative. I get it. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying stop going out and having these conversations about your personal business and then turn around and say, I don't know what happened. You can't be the victim and the perpetrator at the same time. It
I
don't
don't
work
know.
like
For
that.
me, I don't know. If it would have been me, I probably would have, if I'm a ride or die and they asked me that question, I would have been like, I don't know either. That's a good question. Like, I don't
Right.
know.
I don't
I feel
know.
like that's a good answer.
Well, she said it in
For
a
me,
in a
That's what I probably would have said. I've been like, because it's hard for me personally. It's hard for me to lie anyway. So I've been like, I wouldn't have even left the house for a long time till this boy down, baby. Because don't ask me nothing, because I'm gonna tell you the truth.
right.
This was
But
really. This is let me tell you.
right.
I ain't doing no hiding, no none of
But
that.
you
Because if
go
I
over
tell
these
it, baby, I
things.
don't care what y'all say, think, do, whatever. I'm
Right.
gonna
But she
say
didn't come off like that, Frugal or Ted.
yeah, I
She
know.
did
That's
not
why I
come
can't
off
even
like that.
relate. I can't even relate to the foolishness.
She came off stone cold like an outsider down the street living person. Like, I don't know why he just lost his mind.
Oh, this
I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing. She didn't say it like that.
basically, yeah.
But basically, she don't know him now. We ain't been together. We ain't slept together. I don't know him. Who will? What will?
Who am I? Where am
Will
I?
who? You know, that's how she came off. Just don't talk. Just don't have no. You coming out with a book? Talk about your book. Don't be talking about Will. You ain't together, right? You separated. There's ways that you can go about it. Right. It hurts the kids. It really hurts everybody else. You think you're venting and getting your side of the story out. She's really not. She's just making it worse. She needs help. She needs help. They both need help. But he tried to go get help. At least he came out and said that way before all this madness. He said he went and got help. Now, of course, he has demons. Everybody's got them, right? Skeletons, bones in the closet. Everybody has them. It's how you manage and deal with it. You know, I'm not a therapist. Danya said she's a therapist, retired therapist in the chat, and she said she needs help. And I'm sure every therapist out there is banging their head against the wall as to why you would go out and keep talking about this. Ride or die, nothing. I just can't get with it. Like, that's not the friend I want. She looked like the one that would snitch on you.
Yeah. That's why I said don't do no crimes or nothing with me, baby, because I'm sure gonna be the one. But I don't know. I'm be sitting up there gonna be like, she lying. I'll be sweating, my arms perspiring, and all that kind of stuff.
I said that before too. Don't have me all up in your BS, because I might slip and say something.
Okay.
You didn't tell me to say not to say that. Damn it! I'm all in the jail now.
Okay.
Now, just don't do it.
This was a great.
If they ask you, this is how we learn. If it's your significant other, your partner, your whatever, you tied together for life. If somebody questions your person, whether you like each other or not behind the scenes, you still have to defend that person because you are tied to that person.
Even if they wrong?
I'm just saying, to cover your booty cheeks, you need to be like, listen, I am not going down that rabbit hole with you guys today. I'm here to talk about my book, and I done told you already. You need to talk to Will. I do not.
That's a good response, because but that to me, if I hear that, that means you know why. You just ain't telling us. You know why. Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Go ask him then. Since y'all know, go ask him. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, I don't know what he did. He just got up there and act crazy. He knew he about to win the Oscar. The whole family watching. He just crazy as hell. That's how she sounded.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't hear the interview, but I just heard it in the book what she was saying.
Now,
like,
okay, so about
she
the
didn't
book.
know.
About the book. Everybody's entitled to write their own biography, right? How do we know that's the truth? That's her truth. We don't know that that's the truth. That's just
her. He got his own book too.
So should we compare? Like,
oh, they said even the chapters.
Oh God, they're just scheming. Then they're just scheming.
I don't know. I ain't read. I didn't.
No, I didn't hear. I didn't hear the chapters were similar. I heard Will book is a little boring, but Jada's is more juicier.
Well, because
they live separate lives. Like if you look at Will grew up at military parents. He had a structured kind of household. And Jada, she was in the hood selling dope. She grew up rough.
Yeah.
Her mother was on drugs. Her father didn't want her. He told her to her face, I don't want to be your father.
There you go,
So
there you go. There is the underlying. I'm not a therapist. There it is. That is her underlying problem. She was disregarded as a child by her father, so therefore she has man-related daddy figure
Yeah.
issues,
She said that a
which
lot in the
do
book.
not
She
get
knows
married
that.
in. Yeah, well, fix yourself. That's it. Just fix
That's it.
yourself.
I agree with that. I agree with
And
that.
I can't.
I think that's what she's doing. And the fact that it took this long is because, like I say, we all kind of raise kids and we kind of forget as women, we all understand that, we tend to put our children first
Yeah.
Mhm.
before our own selves, and we forget. And like, now her kids are grown. And so she's looking at herself. She's looking at her demons now.
Mhm. Yep.
Mm, you know?
True.
Look at her
True.
risky. She got time today. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and so and I'm gonna relate this to the average person, because as a celebrity, if your story gonna get told anyway, you may as well write a book and get your perspective out of there and get your coin. I understand that, and in the process it could be
Period.
very therapeutic to, just like when you journal,
Mhm.
you can get a lot of things out and work through things. Now if I had her celebrity status, I would put it on out there too, you know what I'm saying? But but I probably would really too much care what what the world thought about it. But then I would have made it more, just instead of still having, even though you've written it, you still have these secrets. Put it all out there. That's my only complaint. Put everything out there. Period.
Yeah. So it can't be questioned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's why I say, do we know that it's real? Do we know that it's the truth? If you start putting other people's names in your story, you better hope that your story aligns with theirs, because
What's wrong with
talk
her
about
putting
yourself.
Tupac in her book when Tupac played a major part in
But
her
he ain't
life?
even around now.
But
But his
it
name is
don't matter.
big,
It's
so
just like her father is not around, but her father is in the book.
Yeah, and that's true, but it is part of her story. Like, I get it. Tupac was part of her life at one point, but I feel like she drags it on to the excess, and it's not relevant now.
is she dragging it on, or
She's
is the
telling her
world
life.
dragging it
Me
on?
too. Me too, Frugal Mama. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like the
Is the
world is
world?
dragging it on because the simple fact that if you listen to her book, she doesn't drag Tupac into it. It's like I just feel like Tupac is part of her story. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? She grew up with him. And she's telling part of that. She doesn't lead him all the way. She's not talking about him entirely in the story. It's just certain parts of her life when she's growing up before she becomes an actress. Tupac was there. And she's saying how, basically how they met and how, they basically, were, she looked at him like a brother. And, during that time, they would send each other money and just things like that. She's just saying, Tupac left, went to California, and he started his career. And, she was still in Baltimore. So she's explaining all of that. I just feel like she names other people too, her friends in the story as well. It's not just Tupac. She names this white guy that she's dating. She named this
hmm.
girl, this other girl that she sold drugs with. She's naming a lot of different people, you
Okay.
know? I just feel like I think the like Frugal Mama say the world is saying she's dragging Tupac, and I just personally don't think that. That's my opinion though.
Okay. I don't
But
I
you know
don't know
what?
the story.
I like that comment. She's the type to make the problem known and make excuses to keep doing it.
Yeah. I do hear a lot of excuses for her current behavior. We all have childhood traumas. Some of them are probably, I dropped the spoon and spilled the milk type of thing, and other people are selling dope and scarred for life. I do think that she has a fear of rejection. She has a lack of confidence when it comes to who she really is and where she fits in,
Mhm.
as opposed to, because she got with Will and he had status and he had money and he was providing those things, where she fits into that. But she is very chaotic as a person. um I was going to say something about just being truthful. Like I said, we could all write a book on our own life, right? And nobody can really comment on your own story until you start putting people into the story. Then they're going to be like, well, wait a minute. Now, you know, want her truth, his truth, and the real truth type of thing. Is it therapeutic for her, since she's done these red table talks, these interviews, these now books, to keep discussing her traumas out in the public if it's not beneficial for her? Because
What
like
about
you
it?
said,
What about if it's beneficial for other people?
I would have to read the book and see if there's a benefit, because some of it might just be she's venting out loud, which she was doing on the red table too. She looks like she's looking for praise, or I can relate, or some sort of validation in her behaviors.
I don't
That's what
think
it looks like.
No, because like
I
sometimes,
don't
like
think
in the
so.
morning on my little platform, not my little platform,
My little platform.
my little platform on here, I go tell people about my experiences, you know, too. Just like I was saying the other day with the whole I've started yelling thing. And I was like, man, I was doing so good. And I was like, oh, but I quickly brought it around and, you know, kind of got back on track. But I share those things because somebody else may be going through that or something similar, and they can have hope, or they can know that, you know, that it is more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I'm saying?
Not the cat.
I can't remember, you know, a duck or whatever is supposed to get skinned. Okay, a chicken, skin it.
All right. So what you do is very, very therapeutic, right? And not just because I like you. What you do is very therapeutic, because while you're doing that, you're not condemning other people or throwing them under the bus, so to speak. Like, you're talking in a functional manner. And I don't see the functionality.
Who did she throw under the bus?
Oh, her husband,
Yes,
August, her children. I mean, if
In the book, she says her children know everything.
yeah, which is
that's
not
a lot of
cute.
stuff for kids to be knowing
Right.
too.
It's not
They
really
always
cute.
golly, you
Listen,
you know how you wait to have grown-up conversations at nighttime, or some of the kids go to bed. Dang, they are in everything. Now that's the part I got a problem with, because some of this stuff is like, wow.
Very
I mean,
adult.
like she was talking about sleeping in the bed with her daughter or her son and his. Who was that again? Like, this is, I mean, I feel like that is a bit much, but I don't really know that we can understand how it feels to be at that level of celebrity either. You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, the kid, like when she was talking about Jaden going to school, she was like, he was never into school. And I can kind of feel like that though. I'm glad they did share this, because my kids don't one of them kind of be like, I don't know about this school thing, but then he get a teacher that he love and he want to be there. And he's like, you know, maybe they pick up on spirits and feelings and all that kind of stuff, and they get, I don't know, y'all. This is just,
well, it's way deeper. Clearly, it's way deeper. And okay, I'm gonna go to a different point, the alopecia point. I had to Google it myself. Since when was Jada actually a spokesperson? Not that she said she was, but this whole everybody knows I have alopecia. I don't think everybody knew. And I feel like that's another dramatic statement. Like, there's plenty of women who have real alopecia and really go hard on it and bring light. She has a status that she could freaking use for so many years to bring light to different situations. Alopecia being one, her children in the education system, just being a wife. Like, there's lots of things that you could actually talk about and relate to other people without being disrespectful. That's all. Not that's all. I keep saying that's all, but it ain't all. There's just ways, certain tact that you come out. And she has a horrible, who's the person, manager right now, who is letting her do these interviews. Anybody who comes out that is going to talk about infidelity,
but I think
in that way.
Oh, my bad. I think that the care that she spoke about in her book regarding how she mothered her children is beautiful. Like they slept in the bed with her till she was like till they were like 4 or 5, something like that. Like they even when Will tried to put them in their room or whatever, they kept coming back because they wanted to be near her. So that speaks a lot. And some people don't even talk to their mama and daddy. So by the mere fact that they still are in communication, their relationship, I mean, we're just the outsiders looking in, but it might just be perfectly fine for them. Even if we don't understand it, you know what I'm saying, or have a full perspective of it, but it just may not be what we're used to. It's just like I wouldn't even understand if a chef was cooking for me every day and I didn't have to worry about going up to the grocery store because the groceries just magically appear in the refrigerator. Like your whole the different lifestyles is what I'm trying to say is they just different.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And probably shouldn't be saying that it's wrong for her to have these conversations. I do think on a child psychology level, it's a lot for those kids to actually take in, manifest, and then spit out some sort of decent thought about another human person. And how they raise their kids, that's on them, right? But they're also bringing it into the society that we live in, and they are contributing to some sort of madness that's happening here. But
I'll say this: are any of her kids on TV wilding out? No, you don't see any of her children acting as such. So I think she's done a good job. Some of y'all might feel like she hasn't done a good job as a mother, but I personally feel like she's done a good job. And I feel like we could take a lot from that, because one thing we need to teach our children is to trust thyself. And she has taught them to trust thyself and to know thyself. And a lot of people don't know themselves. A lot of people don't trust themselves.
Walking around empty shells. And I think she know, and that's so bad. I think she know herself and what she wants. And she does, I mean, she's allowing this situation with Will to keep her from being herself. Like they said, you kind of putting all of the problems out there, but there's just justification for not taking action on what you really need to do.
Right. And if that's not the person for you, go out and be an advocate for being true to yourself, being honest with yourself. That's what I keep saying. But don't sit up here and say, oh, I'm like this because Will never gave me any, or I'm like this because I never found this, that, and the other thing, and I'm being held back from saying the truth and whatever. Then get out. Get out. Why don't you be an advocate for that? How about you be an advocate for women embracing their femininity, their independence, their whatever? Why don't you do that instead? That's because she hasn't dealt with the problems that are underneath. She could be very confident and very forward and aggressive and appear to know herself in such a way, but she's lacking in something. And I know we all do, and we all are, and nobody's perfect, again. But when you have that stage, imagine what any of us in the chat and on this platform would do with that platform right now. What would you do if you had that status? Would you be up there talking about the foolishness in your house?
No.
Because I know I could think of a lot of things that I'd be an advocate for, and it definitely wouldn't be my significant other acting crazy.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But let me think. Is that being overshadowed by the personal drama? What she's trying to do with the alopecia and all of that, is that being overshadowed because people like drama? Because I don't really know, because I watch his YouTube, and I think a lot of this stuff happened on Instagram and stuff like that, TikTok or something like that. So I'm not really privy to some of the information that's out there. So you may be able, but because all I see is the pictures and what basically what you said, that everybody knew that she had alopecia. But I was like, who? Whenever somebody say everybody, I'd be like, who is everybody? Because everybody ain't me.
Yeah, and I think that was a good time to like spin the whole conversation and be like, you know what? I'm going to talk about alopecia because I had to deal with it. And there's plenty of people out there that had to deal with it. And this is the treatment. And this is where I'm putting my money and my, thinking and whatever. But it didn't go that way. It went a whole nother route, and that's feeding into the society of chaos and drama and, everybody picking up coins for where they can pick it up. That's all. I wish sometimes I had a celebrity platform so that I could speak about things that really affect people, not just some silly nonsense. There's people that are starving every day. There's people that are homeless every day. There's an educational crisis happening. She could talk about it and she would probably get more props for that, but instead feeding into this negative persona of, woe is me. All right. So pick yourself up and tell the good story. Pick yourself up and like Sue said in the comments, how you rose above it.
Okay, so I've only seen a couple of episodes of Red Table Talk. What is the primary premise of the Red Table Talk? For people to talk about their issues, or is just interviews with celebrities? Or
that's a good question. That is a good question. Okay, I'm going to look it up. A forum where the perspective of 3 different generations on a wide variety of topics are shared. So it's her mom, and her daughter.
Okay.
Got you thinking about the soap operas. I mean, really, when we converse with the mamas, we talk about things that are out there. Some stuff is funny, some stuff is serious, some stuff is, we just venting, talking to each other type of thing. So I'm assuming that's the type of show, but it's the generational.
Yeah, in the book, she stated that the purpose of the Red Table Talk was for basically three generations were sitting at the table. She named some lady who was a publicist or something of theirs, and they had the Red Table, and she told her like, "Why don't y'all do like a podcast or something about this?" And she said she sat on it, thought about it for a while, and basically, these are just conversations that people typically don't talk about with their kids or their grandmother. Like she said, her daughter wanted to know what her life was like. Just think about, a lot of us don't really know what our mother real life was like, or our grandmother real life was like. We don't have those type of conversations. So it was to open up and have those type of conversations.
I like that.
Which is good. That's good. I like the premise. I do like that. If we're honest, and I'm hoping that they're talking in an honest way. It starts out that way and ends out somehow about her. Oh.
So yeah, that's classic narcissistic behavior. If that's really the case. Oh man,
I mean, this has been great though. This
what
has
I have
been
to
great.
Is really what?
This has been really great. Like we're delving deep over here.
Right. And what I had to, what I'm in my final words about this is I believe that, like she said, that there is a very deep trauma that she is holding on to, and she's married to someone in which image is very important. So in her own way, I feel like she's protecting him because she's a protector, because she's had to be. I hope that she gets some really good help, get some Yala Van Zandt kind of type of help through, and really deal with that, as well as anyone who needs it. Don't be too ashamed or embarrassed to get the help that you need, because all it does is go into the next generation. It may manifest in different ways, but it does spill over to those who come after us, our descendants.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop down, you guys. Thank y'all for letting me come
Thank
up.
you.
Thanks.
Yeah, but I
I
just want to
appreciate
say,
you.
you're welcome. I just want to say too, what I got out of the whole situation is basically at the end of the day, it doesn't matter any amount of money. You know, we all feel like, well, if we get to this certain amount of money or whatever, I'll be all right. It goes to
Mhm.
show that you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't work inside of you, spiritually, mentally, physically, you're still not going to be okay. You can have everything you want, but look at Jada. You know,
Mhm.
she's still not happy.
Mhm.
So that's where I got from the entire situation.
That
So
is well said.
yeah.
Very well
Bye, you
said.
Absolutely.
guys. I
Thank
love you,
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
ladies.
coming up. I love hearing your perspective. You're welcome anytime. And
Yes.
I just mentioned you on this. Just mentioned Tay Eats this morning because I said, boy, them muck
Yeah.
balls, whatever they call. I say, boy, her and official Jamie, they put it's a whole experience, and I appreciate that. So what's up? You go ahead, one busy mom.
No, I think this was a great comeback show.
Yeah.
I love the topic, even though that wasn't the original thing, but it's cool. I like how we can just get into it and
Mm-hmm.
just have opinions and kind of like comb through some of the weeds that are out there and kind of understand different opinions, perspectives, and that's what we like. We like to talk about stuff and then get to thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Think like some
Exactly.
other people. Um, I think, again, we probably should reiterate if you guys have any topics that you would like us to talk about, or subjects, or something you saw that was really interesting, cool, leave them in the comments when the live is over. It really helps. I think we did a lot of OT today.
Yeah, we
Usually it's an
did, huh? We
hour.
just be up out of it. We got 4 more minutes. Let's recap. So the first thing we talked about, the person getting caught in the vault. In the jewelry vault of this high-end jewelry store in New York. I don't know how that happened. And the second thing we talked about was the extra you know what I'm talking about, the
Yes.
ET. And why we ain't seen no picture? They talking about they got this stuff, but I want to see proof, evidence. Where's the alien library up in this mud? I want to know. You can tell me anything until I see for my eyes. I need an autopsy on these things. I just don't know, because people are shady, especially when they trying to cover up some other mess. Whenever, like you say, smoke and mirrors, whenever something going on over here and they bringing out this crap, it's a whole bunch of other stuff that we didn't know about. We done lost a whole nother right because we
Yes. Yes.
these aliens. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I want
Yes.
to know, okay? And then we talked about the I don't know how we got on that, Will and Jada. We got on the Will and Jada thing, but I encourage you all to read the book or listen to the book, however you get your what's the name? What is Nightbot talking about? Cracked you. It's 70 cent cracked. What? It's your Nightbot on
Oh,
uh,
shoot.
extra cholesterol. But yeah, when I get my mouth get the going at it. But anyway, so yes, chime in if you after we in the live, feel free to leave comments. What are your thoughts, your perspectives? If we missed anything, that type of vibe. And then we're gonna be expecting to pop up on y'all. Just we never know. Okay, we still trying to get back
Yes.
on the schedule with the new life. That's what I'm talking about. As life goes, things happen and you gotta go with the flow. I think that's what that's what that is.
That's what it is.
Okay, so go ahead.
No, I even forgot we talked about the extraterrestrials, but there's doctored proof, because everything can be edited as content creators. We know that editing is a lot of our content, right? So it's like, how much could you really rely on? I think this was fascinating, though. I love it. I miss talking to you guys. And if anybody's curious, I was doing a hospital contract, and by the time I got home, it was 9-10 o'clock at night, and it took me like 2-3 days to recoup from working. So I missed being up here. This is one of my favorite segments, is Converse with the Mamas. So I want to see some of that love back. I'll be back into the YouTube streets per the usual. So I appreciate all the people who've stayed with the membership. I'm going to do a member shout out in the next coming days. Could be tomorrow, could be Saturday. So I appreciate all of you guys for the loyalty. It's been awesome and hard not to film, because if I don't give you that honest energy, I'm not putting a video.
That's right. Boom.
So
So I'm Frugal Mama.
I'm One Busy Mama.
And we are conversing with the mamas. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, what time do we normally came on about 3? Today we came on at 11 Central Standard Time. So that was 12 Eastern. Yeah, if you missed the beginning part of the show, rewatch that bad boy and tell us something you learned today. Maybe not on this show. Or it could be, because I learned a lot too, because y'all filled in a lot of empty space with this whole Jada thing. A lot of stuff I didn't know about. But tell us one thing you learned today that you think we may not know. Boom. And
Love
we'll
it.
see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.